I stepped in the club, I got shades on. Can't feel my face yet. Stepped out, fresh kicks, Bruce Lee. Drop top, whipping in a two-seat. Lil' mama, we ain't going movies. We're gonna turn up, getting groovy. I stepped in the club, I got shades on. They won't be there when the rave's done. I'm hiding a kite, feel my face numb. There was no dance floor till I made one. Yeah. There was no dance floor till I made one. Yeah. I stepped in the club, I got shades on. There was no dance floor till I made one. I stepped in the club, I got shades on. Yeah. Shades on. Yeah. Got shades on. Yeah. There was no dance floor till I made one. Yeah. Drop top, shades on. I stepped in the club, I got shades on. Yeah. Drop top, shades on. There was no dance floor till I made one. I came with only energy. I came with energy. I came with only energy. Stepped out, fresh kicks, Bruce Lee. Drop top, whipping in a two-seat. Lil' mama, we ain't going movies. We're gonna turn up, getting groovy. I stepped in the club, I got shades on. They won't be there when the rave's done. I'm hiding a kite in my face now. There was no dance floor till I made one. Yeah. Shades on. Yeah. Yeah. Shades on. There was no dance floor till I made one. Yeah. Drop top, shades on. Yeah. I stepped in the club, I got shades on. Yeah. Drop top, shades on. I stepped in the club, I got shades on.
Remember back in the day when you taught me to live and I taught you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed. You gave me commands, I always obeyed. I never let you go astray. I never thought I'd see the day that you would come and just betray me. Sick of playing silly games, you never loved me anyway. You should not have let me get away, cause now I'm hunting for my prey. I'm bigger, I'm better, my mind is a weapon. I won't ever let up. You try to break me down and I'ma just get up. They ask me how I did it, I'ma just tell them I rose up. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will arise. Staring at you from afar, analyzing every scar. Asking myself how we got here. Remember, this is who we are. I am not here for revenge. I did not come to make amends. Not here to repent for my sins. I just came here to win. I just came here to end. I just came here to fight.
I'm sure you don't remember me. My name's Hayat, Mordecai Hayat. I wanted to offer my condolences.
Thank you.
Please, forgive my prying. I know Mr. Shulsky took nitroglycerin for his heart, but how did he pass away? Was that his cause of death? His heart?
We've ruled out any coronary causes since the doctors couldn't confirm whether the deceased had a heart.
Yes, I understand. My condolences, once again. I'll leave you alone. I'm sure you want to bid farewell to your father.
I knew you'd turn up.
I wouldn't miss this for the world.
S.T.A.L.K.E.R. loved you in his own way. You look well. Ligia said he found some quack healer.
Yes, thank you.
You don't recognize me, do you? But do you remember who taught you how to shoot starlings?
Uncle Voronin, I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I probably wouldn't recognize myself anymore. Go look in on your sister, she's worried. We'll talk at home.
Sister?
Victor. I'm so glad you came. I wasn't sure if my telegram had reached you.
I'm glad too. How are you holding up?
All this caught me off guard, but for now I don't have time to think things through calmly.
Have you written to Mother?
У меня, если чё, блядь, был выключен микрофон.
Yes, but
Гений.
what can you expect?
Я
You know
сижу,
what Nadia is like.
разговариваю.
It was never her style to show up for family events like this. It's
Молодец.
getting late. And we've still got the reading of Papa's will ahead of us at home. And I'll leave you two alone. I suppose you've got your own matters to clear up.
Так, наверное, умею только я. Включить стрим и выключить микрофон. Гений. Угу. Давай.
Fine, let's get this over with. So, it was me who got it right in the end. Back then, on the train platform, was the last time we saw one another. 15 years ago. After brief suffering, fell asleep in the Lord. Brief? I hope not. Did you write this yourself? A tyrant, bigot, and liar, mistakenly absolved, died after suffering all too briefly. That's better. Definitely closer to the truth.
Давай
The
так.
day you died, you visited me in my dreams. I was a child when you hounded me out of here, and I remember you as you were back then. But in my dream you looked older. You gave me hell as usual. You didn't believe I'd succeed. You were wrong. I've come back with 2 salutors.
Угу. Давай так.
Farewell, father.
Am I intruding?
Но он уже не помешал. Как бы уже плохо. Давай вот так.
Have you been eavesdropping like that for long?
All my life, I came to pay my respects to the dead. Stanislav and I were acquainted. You might say I knew everything about your father. Mr. Victor Szulski, isn't it? Your absence from Warsaw has happily come to an end, I hope.
Тебя не учили знакомиться с новыми людьми? Вот, не его дело.
With all due respect, this is my personal business.
Вот.
It was my father who knew you.
Даже не представился, сукин сын.
True. Please forgive me. I meant no harm. Again, my condolences.
Вообще похуй.
I didn't catch your name.
My name's Konechkin. Ivan Konechkin. Goodbye.
Иван, ну ты, конечно, воспитан так себя.
Such interesting friends you had. I guess I'm more tired than I thought.
Не.
Grandpa knew call him a Thaumaturge. I barely remember him. Great-grandmother Josefina, a Thaumaturge.
Я опыт фармим. Только в путь. Так, мне надо доесть. Сейчас даем. Больше не против, да? Надеюсь. Ой. Так, поехали дальше. Есть ли смысл мне тут осматривать все? Возможно, есть. Для того, чтобы опыт залутать, да? А я ж могу? Да, я могу и мышкой. Ну, в принципе, вообще хорошо.
We can go. The hardest thing was getting the lid of the urn. The scattering I could handle.
You can play the clown, but I know how much this has cost you. I'm glad you went.
Love at a funeral. Eros postmortem. Is it suitable for a young lady in mourning to fraternize with bachelors? Konstancja Shabowska, the Warsaw Courier. Could I ask for a brief comment?
Hyena.
Thank you. And you, sir?
I can sort it out, but it might cause you some trouble.
It's not worth getting your hands dirty over.
Get out of here, or I might decide you're attacking an Imperial official, and you'll wake up tomorrow in the Citadel.
Are you threatening me, Judge?
I'm actually sparing you from him. Would you rather try your luck with a Thaumaturge? Come on, children. I'm sure my Pietia is already waiting for us at home.
I'd love to see my cousin.
Are you coming with us?
Thanks.
Get in. I'm sure the lawyer is already waiting for us.
Miss, your guests have arrived. The lawyer's upstairs too, waiting. A trifle jittery. Wonder if the tea I made him was too strong.
Thank you, Grażyna dear. Let the guests wait. First, I want to take care of the will.
I'll just wet my whistle and join you all upstairs.
Make sure Uncle makes it upstairs sober. And I'll suggest you don't dawdle either.
Master Victor, good God! Half your face covered, but I could tell right away it was you. You look just like your father in his youth. Completely his spitting image. Should I make you some cocoa, Master? It would warm you up a little.
Coco.
Make an extra creamy one for Ligia.
Oh, I won't skimp on her. Now, your sister's putting a brave face on all this, but she's really having a hard time. It's lovely to see you again. But that's enough jabber for now. I've got the guests and the cocoa, and I've got to whip up some food for you all later. We'll talk soon.
Коко. Так, основной сюжет сюда, да? Основной сюжет сюда. А то что? Угу. Да тут ничего интересного. Ладно, пойдем по сюжету. Там, походу, разберемся. Просто думал по мере еще поглядывать побочки, может, какие-нибудь сегодня тут есть. Заодно гардероб. Чтобы переодеться, использовать гардероб, новую одежду можно приобрести у портного. О, а я могу посмотреть? Округлить, ну, в смысле, не через ПКМ, не ВАСТ, никак, да? Ладно, пусть будет так. Не понял. А, это типа верхняя одежда. Ладно. Ладно. Так это моя хата? Что еще могу? Ну, пошли к сестре. Бля, серьезно, как же хочется тут камеру поворачивать, я тебе серьезно. Письмо. Смотри. Качаем опыт. Это все скипы. Это мне не интересно. Кому интересно, ребят, на паузу поставьте, почитайте. Вот так вот сделаю. Чтиво. Мне чтиво хватает и под запись на видосах. Там я все читаю, тут не хочу. Не хочу. Так. Опыт. А, подожди, а что я этого прокачал, но открыть демона не могу? Или это как вот с этим будет, буковаться? Да? Ну и смысла тогда нету и вкачивать. Или есть? Ну давай, давай вот так. Давай вот так. Просто этим упырем я почаще дерусь. Пусть будет пока так. Пусть будет пока так. Где там сестра? Ладно.
I am ready, Mr. Shulsky. I only need all of you to be present. Can we start reading your father's will?
Да, давай.
Yes, let his will be done.
Again. Let's begin if everyone is ready. Would you all please take a seat? Ladies and gentlemen, by the power of my office vested in me by the grace of His Imperial Majesty, the Emperor of all Russia, I hereby testify.
Je suis désolé. I just needed to quench my thirst. Alone, unfortunately.
I didn't manage to.
Please don't pay them any mind.
Mr. Shulsky's last will and testament were prepared several years ago in the presence of Zaslav Fedorov, Esquire, that is, myself. My last will and testament recorded in the year of our Lord 1888. In the name of the Holy Trinity. Amen.
Давай серьезно к делу.
Excuse me, but could we get to the details?
Victor.
Да, ну.
I think we all
А
want
то
to
ты тут не
address the
за этим
temporal
пришла.
matters, don't we?
Узнать, сколько тебе досталось бабла.
Theory,
Давай ты не выебайся.
Of course. Here we are. All movables and immovables relating to the family enterprise I entrust to the care and administration of my daughter. I do not prescribe a method of administering them. I merely offer her one piece of advice. To my brother-in-law and oldest friend, Alexander Voronin, I wish to leave the following. My collection of muskets and 2 revolvers, dating to the uprising in memory of our first meeting.
Stasio. I will have plenty to do in my retirement.
Enjoy your retirement.
Так, ну нас оставили без стволов. Не, выделываться сейчас мы не будем. Давай вот так.
I would also like to come to the aid of my only son, Victor Shulsky,
Так.
by entrusting him with the use of my personal black grimoire, in the hope that he will be able to make good use of it. This is my last will and testament. Carry it out solemnly, though you may have found it burdensome. However, this last bequest poses a certain problem.
Yes, it certainly does. And what is that, may I ask?
I am not in possession of this grimoire. The late Mr. Shulsky used it up until his death, yet no one left it with me after his passing.
Отлично.
Meaning it's disappeared?
То есть то, что нам завещали, проебано. Здорово.
Did father have his grimoire on him at the time of his death?
It was only because of the grimoire that we could identify him at all.
What actually happened? How did he die?
A building collapsed on top of him. I don't know any other way of putting it.
The grimoire. Could someone have taken it?
Perhaps. In all that confusion?
But why would anyone want Papa's grimoire? An ordinary person won't use it. Would the Thaumaturge just happen to be passing by?
Father had all his knowledge in there, but I don't know if it would be useful to someone other than him. I don't even know why he left it to me.
I'm sure Stasio had a reason.
A building? It collapsed on top of him? How? How did this happen?
It was a day like any other. Papa had gone for his habitual walk. Every Tuesday and Thursday, he'd take a stroll to get some space, as he put it. When he didn't come back for a long time, I got the bad feeling something had happened. Then...
We rode there together. An entire wall of a tenement had collapsed. There were 3 victims, including Stasio, who had the bad luck to simply be walking by. To see him there in that condition, it's beyond description.
Where did it happen? Where was this building?
The southern part of Śródmieście, not far from the police station. Anyway, you can miss it.
Of all the possibilities, this was the death that fate prepared for him.
He died as he lived, miserably. He couldn't have met a more fitting end after what he did to me. What he did to the Niedzic's family.
You've got to know that Papa felt guilty, even if he didn't say so outright. I'm not going to defend him, but I can't criticize him either. Even I don't know what really happened back then with Aborice.
An accident is what happened, and father treated 2 kids like the worst disgraces in the world. As if it had been premeditated.
When a person dies so suddenly, their unfinished business remains. We'll never learn what Stasio carried in his heart.
What do you intend to do?
And where are father's things at the moment?
You're standing at the very center of his kingdom. Not everything has been sorted through yet, but you go right ahead.
And the store? I should check that too.
I've started stock-taking there to distract myself, and I don't want you to go in there before I've finished.
As you wish. I think we have to look for the answer in the place where it happened.
With your sight, you can make out more in those ruins than I, or Uncle, or Detective could. This is a good lead, but is it the only one?
Father evidently knew a certain Ivan Konieczkin. Have you heard anything about him?
Konieczkin? No, doesn't ring a bell.
All sorts of people came to Papa's store. That doesn't mean every one of them might know something about the grimoire.
That's true.
You've got your work cut out for you. And Mordechai Chayat, could that be a lead?
I don't think so. He worked with Father, but he left more than a year ago. I don't know why. He was an assistant at our, well, my store.
Do you know where I might find him?
Sadly, no.
Do you have any other ideas? Now at least I can see how little I know. Maybe these scraps of information will lead me somewhere.
Well, now that we know what's got to be figured out, forgive me, my darlings. I'm going to give my old bones a rest.
I'll see you out.
А, передохнуть. Конечно. Да.
Goodbye, Uncle. And, Ligia. I'm sorry it happened this way. That I wasn't close by.
The most important thing is you're here now.
Отдохнуть надо. Добро пошел свое осматривать. Знаем мы. Только я не совсем понял, а что досталось сестре-то? Дом? Не жирновато будет? Мне какой-то гримуар. А девке дом. Серьезно? Ну, это же не честненько. Ну, по мне. Саквояж. А что, сюда посмотреть мы не можем, да? Так, что ты хочешь?
How do you find our old stomping ground? Yes, I'm not too fond of this place either. This is where I had my last conversation with my father, just before I left. If you can call it a conversation. Can you see my dreams? Nightmares, actually. Ever since I decided to come back, I keep reliving the same memory. The loan shark incident. I've been seeing his death more and more lately. I wonder if his shop is still there. Perhaps we should go there and check.
Демон не очень разговорчивый, да? Или мне кажется? Или мне кажется? Ритуальная маска. Что-то батя тут делал. Что-то связано с ритуалами явно. Так, ну опыт фармим. Опыт фармим и ладно, да? И ладно. Ничего.
Hello?
S.T.A.L.K.E.R? Do you hear me now? Victor? Victor, are you there?
Grigori? Yes.
Victor, where are you?
On the other end of the line, at home, where the telephone rang.
Incredible.
Has something happened?
To me? No. I am telecommunicating with you to say I found lodgings here in Warsaw. If you need me, I'm by the cemetery. What number is it? Yes. 7 Powaskowska Street. Number 7 by cemetery. Powaskowska.
I'm glad. It's good to hear your voice.
It's good to hear you as well. Goodbye. I want to end now. What do I... like this? Wonderful device. Remarkable. Hello? Oh, and And now?
Да, реакция на телефон она такая. Чудесное средство. Так. Мгм. А я могу этих демонов прокачивать или нет? Судя по всему... Судя по всему, нет. Ну тогда собираем еще опыт. Это мы прокачиваем, а тут уже 2. А у меня одно. Качаемся тогда. Чё? Угу. Мне сюда. Ну пойдем сюда. А, подожди, мне сначала спросить Легию надо. А где она? Опыт фармим.
Master Victor, let me guess. Have you come for some hot cocoa?
Коко. Коко.
Yes, a cup of cocoa would do me good.
Help yourself. The pot is in the salon, along with some of your favorite cookies. It's been an age since we've seen one another. I'm glad you're back. Mistress Ligia is really struggling with everything.
Ligia won't open up to me, but how is she doing?
She's having a rough time, the poor dear. Her heart is heavy, though she doesn't show it. But she's strong. She keeps her chin up and doesn't give in. And it's good she's got you to help now, Master. Only she started smoking like a chimney. She takes after her father, no question about it.
Вот наркоманка.
And so, the great Stanisław Szulski is dead, crushed by a building. Can't say I'd wish a death like that on anybody.
An awful death, sheer cruelty. Mr. Szulski didn't deserve it. Now all we can do is think back on what...
Ну, это вы его замечательно помните, а я вот не очень.
That won't take long.
Ага. Так, 1, 2, 3. А зачем мне это? Ну, давай попробуем.
So, this death, what do you make of it, Grażynka?
I'll tell you in confidence, Master Szulski. Now, I'm a simple woman, but something about your father's death doesn't sit right with me.
How do you mean, Grażynka?
Don't you suspect some impure powers had a hand in it?
Do you mean it could have something to do with Thaumaturge?
That I don't know. Look at us jabbering while there are potatoes not peeled. Forgive me, Master.
Да, не то нажал мисклик. Мишклик. Так, уйти.
Another time, Grażynka. I'll
Не,
get
ну
out of your
мистическое это понятно.
Always ample
Учитывая, что мы там всякие обряды у него нашли. Это то понятно. Это то понятно. Так, опыт фарминг. Опа. Есть второй опыт. Отлично. И теперь... Ага. Ну давай вот это упыря прокачивать пока. Пока прокачиваем его. Что ты мне хочешь дать? Сюда. Сюда. Нет. Интересно. Ладно. Я пока с прокачкой не особо разобрался. Ну да. Ну да ладно. Ладно, пойдем пообщаемся с сестренкой. И пойдем немножко по сюжету прогуляемся.
Is there any way I can help?
Что, поможешь? Ну давай по магазину его
What's next for
поинтересуемся.
you? You're in charge here now. Have you got some kind of grand scheme?
A grand scheme? Oh, for now, I'm just trying to keep my head above water. Certain customers are unconvinced that a woman can handle running a business. What's worse, a woman without powers. You know what I mean. A Thaumaturge at my side would shut them all up. After all, it's your heritage too.
А не могла ли сестренка трахнуть нашего батю, потому что у нее, я так понял, способностей нема? И учитывая вот это, что она только что сказала... Ну давай вот так вот подыграем.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. I trust the smoke doesn't bother you.
Ну давай как-то удивиться. Давай одежду.
Trousers are an original style. Until now, I'd only seen women in trousers in the East.
First of all, they're practical. It's the 20th century. It's high time we started dressing comfortably.
Ну нам похуй.
In this instance, I'd have put the fly in a different place, but again, I won't be the one wearing them.
You've traveled around the world, and look how conservative you are. You surprise me.
Our tastes are just different.
It isn't about taste, but let's not argue. You've only just arrived. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
In Father's study, I found a trace of a woman that I couldn't identify.
Probably Svetlana Rumyantseva.
Кто?
Who is she? And what does Father have to do with her?
Svetlana is a Russian aristocrat who travels with the Romanovs' court. I can only tell you she was a customer of Father's.
A customer? If you don't want to say, then don't. Where can I find her?
When she's in town, she stays at the Imperial Hotel.
She might know something that will help me find the grimoire.
Not so fast. To get in, you're going to need me and my connections. Svetlana is famous for her soirees where she hosts the crème de la crème of Warsaw.
Что это такое?
What's a soiree?
How long did you say you lived with Mother in Paris? Just a party, if you like. Do you know what that is?
Very funny.
We could go together. How about you track down some evening clothes and I'll sort out the invitation. And I won't take no for an answer.
Sadly, you never give me a chance. Unfortunately, everything in my wardrobe is antediluvian. I need a tailor.
There's a shop at 11 Pruzhna Street that's fairly decent and quick. We also have barbers in Warsaw in case you want to do something about whatever you have growing on your head and face.
То есть, мой наряд тебе не нравится, говорит, пойди подстригись, побрейся, тварь паскуда, и приведи себя в порядок. Понятно. Ну вот тебе и сестра. Вот тебе сестра. Так, это мы все берем. Читать не хочу, но ради фарма. Чтобы перелистать в прошлое, достаточно лишь выпить чашку какао. И вот Лиги уже читает книгу у камина, а я складываю кубики. Родители ругаются в курительной комнате. На улице тепло, а потом все катится к чертям собачьим. Понятно. Как? Как? Какао. Ладно. Коко. Как они тут говорят? Коко. Коко. Ладно. Ладно, ладно. Пошли дальше. Сюда? Сюда. А будет сейчас вроде ночь. Так, забрать его выходной костюм из ателье и наведаться к цирюльнику. Ну, допустим, это что? Ладно. Мне это, как всегда, ничего не понятно, но интересно. Так, а наведаться к цирюльнику, это мне обязательно надо? Ну, ради опыта, да. Вот это 2, это что? А, это типа про новых людей и места, да? Ну, это мне не интересно. Пошли к цирюльнику. А, это мне ж сюда, а куда мне надо? Нет, тогда пошли к портному. Раз портной тут, на карте. Просто, чтобы туда-сюда не кататься, ерундой не заниматься. Вот мы раз уже и пришли. Отлично. Я могу брать, что хочу. Где цирюльник-то? Опа. Сюда опыт. Что мало опыта дают. Я так понимаю, с каждым разом опыта будет давать все меньше, да? Опа. Так, ну это у нас одет.
Excuse me. Damn it. I forgot to turn the key. Sorry, what? You tell me. What is it?
Ага. Ага.
I won't
Ну,
bother
давай
you.
посмотрим.
All right.
Мне что, ну, как относительно не нравится, то, что мы тут начинаем играть больше в детектива, нежели покорителя и убийцу демонов. Копишь? Ну, держит углу, но главе все становится... Все?
Well, let's get this over with.
Пора. А еще я не нашел что-то. А хочу ли я этим заниматься? Ну, давай по хате
I
походим.
won't bother you.
Если больше
Alright.
ничего не найдем, тогда по. А если найдем, то хорошо. Я так понимаю, все вот эти диалоги, они как-то влияют на концовку. Не совсем понимаю, на какую. Ладно, тут нету, пофигу. Ходить там по
Well, let's
улицам. Ходить по улицам
I
еще
couldn't
что-то
help
делать не хочу.
noticing you're struggling for inspiration. You've got a keen eye. The book makes it easier? I have to guess what everyone has in their mind. Is there any way I can help? I want to know what people look for in fashion these days. Back in the day, all you needed was 2 padlocks and a space for your Johnson. I don't know what else there is to it. If you tell me that, I'll be grateful. I'll sew you anything you want in return. Let me sharpen my senses.
Бала, ну ладно.
I need some evening wear, quick. Good proportions. Thank you. Alterations won't take long. Your name and address, sir? Viktor Szulski, 9 Green Square. I'll send a messenger when I'm done. And Mr. Szulski, if you'll allow me a moment of candor, as it often seems no one dares to address you with it. Sorry, what? Go and find yourself a barber in Pavonsky. You look like a troglodyte. Now, I'd like to go to my business.
И ты туда же, бля.
All right.
Вы с сестрой договорились, да? Ладно. Говорит, сходи к цирюльнику, обезьяна. Понятно. Не, ну ясно. Чё. Ну, ясно. Чё? Показалось. Цирюльнику. Ну, поехали. Поехали. У меня чай заканчивается. Кладбище. А где цирюльник-то? Ну, на кладбище это этот. Скажи. Как его? Распутин. Давай я запомню. И там же цирюльник? Не верю. Ну, давай по Висле съездим. Я хер его знает. I don't know. Не. Показывает, что... Ты что, серьезно на кладбище надо? Ладно. Ладно, поехали. Но мне кажется, что нет. Да. Прикинь. Ждать. Я ждать не хочу. Еще очко. Вот он, сука. Ехать на трамвае. Надо будет как-нибудь попробовать там на трамваях покататься. Вот это вот все. Чисто ради интереса. Есть опыт. Опыт есть, нету.
Come in.
Please set my hair to rights.
Yes, sir.
Ёбушки-воробушка. Мы даже так тут можем? А могу я Ля какой. А это что? Вот нормально. Вот, отлично, да, так оставляю? Вот. Ну, усы точно я оставляю. Это однозначно. Мне хочется повернуть его, а я не могу. Ни к Юе, ни вас, никак вообще. Ну, в принципе. Ну, так посимпатичнее.
I'm sorry. I don't usually talk to clients. Do you like it?
Если ты обычно не разговариваешь, то что сподвигло тебя сделать это сейчас? Ну, давай.
I can't help noticing that you're the most tight-lipped barber I've been to. And even you admit that you rarely talk to clients. Why is that?
When I prepared them for their final journey, it's hard to ask for their opinion.
Ты на что намекаешь, тварь?
Style the deceased too?
Mostly. They still need to look good. After all, you only get a funeral once in your lifetime. So, what do you think? Do you like it?
Yes.
Yes, you're talented.
Years of practice. My clients are always satisfied.
Это они тебе сказали? У меня клиенты трупы, бля, не с кем поговорить, но, говорит, мои клиенты всегда довольны. Хорош, хорош. Так, подготовиться к Сауре. На трамваечке? Опа. Опа. Ну, поехали. Короче, трамвай это просто средство передвижения из зоны в зону, да, ладно. Я-то думал, мы прям покатаемся. Но нет. То есть можно на лошадях, да, на повозках. Можно... Так, а подождать, что подождать? Типа день наступит? Смена времени... О, давай, это мощно дает.
Let's wait.
Согласен. Давай поговорим.
So, Did you miss the city? Me neither. Let's wait until... So, let's kill some time.
Упырь не очень разговорчивый, кстати. А тут что? Кондитерская? Что, прям пожрать? Или просто поговорить? Ну?
It smells so nice in here. Is that vanilla?
Vanilla, raisins, butter, sugar, and some more butter. You're in heaven. Can I help you?
Mrs. Jagoda, it's me, Victor.
I can't believe my eyes. Little Victor? Oh my, how you've grown and how handsome you've become. Where is that little cherub who would stand in front of the display, staring at pastries?
That gluten is still here. I can't forget your cream pie with cherries. I've been dreaming about it for 15 years.
You see, my lovely, the trick is quite simple. It's just a little butter, about 3 packs of...
Excuse me? I'm waiting for my order here.
No reason to be angry, darling. Just wait a moment. My daughter is taking the fruitcake out of the oven now. It will be hot.
With raisins and orange peel? I'll wait then.
Are you sure you're not a Thaumaturge?
Let that be my sweet secret.
That is all, thank you. Goodbye.
Don't you want to take anything sweet home with you? Well, as you wish.
Перекусил бы, так ты ж ничего не даешь. Ну, я бы да. Я бы да, я бы да, я бы да. Я бы да, я бы да, я бы да. Я бы да, я бы да, я бы да. Ага. А подобрать? Я думал, тоже ждать. Такое надо подбирать, опыт собирать. Лишним не бывает. Это мне еще одно очко надо, да? Ходячие мертвецы. Сюда. Угу. Подарочки. Подарочки я люблю.
I don't know. I don't know.
I see you went to a barber. That's something at least.
Да я великолепен, ты что, обалдела?
Guy who's not especially fussy about his appearance. And yes, people welcome him everywhere with open arms anyway.
Maybe he's a natural charmer. I've heard that can get you into the Imperial even without a tailcoat.
Very funny.
Are you getting dressed so we can go, or have you changed your plans?
Не-не-не, пойдем, пойдем.
Yes, let's go and see if I do fit in.
In that case, I'll go get changed too. Look at you. And here I worried I was the only one who looked good in trousers. Very chic choice.
Thank you. You look fantastic.
Thank you. You think Papa would be mad that we're going to a party right after his funeral?
I hope so.
Victor.
He could have kept from losing the Black Grimoire. Are we ready?
Yes, the carriage is waiting.
Все равно мне кажется, что сестра тут явно хочет себе гримуар так-то зажать. Не просто так она помогает.
Here on the invitation of Svetlana Rumyantseva.
Yes, we are expecting you, of course. The soiree is taking place in apartment 237, second floor. I wish you a thrilling and successful evening.
I'm impressed. How did you sort that out?
Our name still means something. Let's do our best to keep it that way, all right?
Ага. Это как получится, мать. Не обещаю. А когда драться будем? Час играю, еще ни одной драки не было. Смотри, 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 смотри.
Who are you, my golden slithering friend?
Victor?
Тихо, не лезь.
Victor, can you hear me?
Yes. Of course.
These people are just waiting for us to put a foot wrong, understand? We're walking into the Viper's Den, brother.
Да, я тебя заметил. По хвосту. Так, пойдешь еще заверить, что все в порядке, сказать, что вы... Через минутку и пропасть на 2 стрима. Ну давай, попробуем. Давай походим, осмотримся. Давай, давай, давай. А надо осмотреться. Тихо, 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 игра. Так, говорить не хочу. Говорить не хочу, хочу просто осмотреться. Смотри, какая красная зона. Смотри, тут всего полно. Не зря. Или это просто поговорить надо. Тонкие ножки, разноцветные перья и сладкие голоса. В отличие от танцующих в варьете, эти красотки опустошают кошельки своих поклонников безо всякого умысла. Угу. Угу. Понятно. Ля, сколько опыта дали. Так, ну давай разговаривать с ними, что поделать.
Well, well, someone new.
Good evening.
Good evening, Viktor Shulsky.
Irina Orlova of those Orlovs. This is Natalia Obolenskaya, and this strangely quiet soul is our delightful Sofia Skawan.
Irina is exaggerating. Nice to meet you, Mr. Shulsky.
The Governor General's daughter herself. How do you do?
What can you tell us?
Чё? Вот уже что-то я не могу. Давай попробуем еще походить, что-нибудь выяснить. Ну, судя по всему, тут будет драка. Так, подожди. А ты быстрее. Судя по всему, тут драка будет. Тут, а сюда я не могу. Только на 2-й этаж. А я смогу потом спуститься или нет? Тихо. Спиритический сеанс. Угу.
What did we come here for? These soirees are for old people.
Good evening. May I?
Please, we're not discussing anything consequential.
You keep on worrying about yourselves. I intend to make the most of this evening.
See, I told you he was in love. Miss Skawan is out of your league, my friend.
To say nothing of her father.
Old Skawan and I are practically on first-name terms now. You'll see.
I'm sure.
So, one eye-catching girl has already got an admirer. What does that leave us, Maxime?
Not much. The dull, the silly, or, well, the old.
En parlant de Ligia Shulska, she just passed this way.
Pigs will fly before someone fancies her.
She'd actually prefer Sophia Scowan, according to what I've heard. Well, what do you think?
My name is Viktor Shulski.
Well, there we have it.
Недостаточно гордыни. Ну, блядь. Ну ладно, давай
I
так.
don't like what I just heard, especially about my sister.
And what are you going to do about it?
Ну, например, могу дать в ебальник. Но недостаточно гордыни. Сука.
Pardon me, gentlemen. I promised that I would be well behaved tonight.
Lunatic.
Говорит деревня. Ну, значит, мы к этому вопросу вернемся.
Isn't that our Mr. Shulski?
How are you enjoying yourselves?
We can't complain. Seeing as we're debutantes, we're getting a lot of attention.
Really?
Maybe you'll tell us something about yourself.
Ну, давай качать
I
гордыню.
suspect you want to hear more about the book.
We've never met a Thaumaturgist before. To tell the truth, I didn't believe they existed.
A Thaumaturge. Don't worry. But now you do.
Well, it depends on what kind of trick you show us, Mr. Shulski.
Получается, что никакого. Ладно, пойдем на второй этаж.
Oh no, what a shame.
Увы. Что-то я не нашел. Ну, я по кругу оббежал. Так, закрыто, закрыто. Опа.
Mr. Shulski?
I didn't expect to see you here, of all places.
You don't know how very flattering that is. And what brings you to the Imperial?
Сколько ж? Ну это ладно.
The cream of Warsaw society is here, so I thought it would be worth showing my face.
With a name like yours, I'm sure you fit right in. After all, someone must have invited you.
А я со Светланой знаком разве? По-моему, нет. Давай врать не будем пока.
I'm not worthy. My sister brought me along out of pity, I think.
And so, Miss Ligia is here too.
Why do you ask?
No reason. What are you hoping for this evening?
Who knows? Maybe I'm keeping an eye out for the future Mrs. Shulska.
Best of luck. You'll need it, since Ligia ended up with the entire inheritance.
My sister didn't inherit everything.
That's right, in fact. After all, Stanisław had his little black magic book. But I don't see you carrying it.
Чё-то какой-то подозрительный член. И, видать, он что-то знает. Что-то мне кажется, что он знает. Ну, просто я ему скажу, что гримуар дома, он у него, он поймет, что я его наебываю. А признаваться ему в том, что я не знаю, где он, я не хочу. Ну ладно.
The truth is, The Black Grimoire has gone missing.
And you're conducting a search here?
Where better to find information than a hotbed of gossip?
I cannot disagree with you there.
And what are you doing here, Mr. Konieczkin?
I'm passing the time.
Ah, curious hobby.
I'm simply interested in people.
A doctor, thaumaturge, or policeman could say the same.
Your interest flatters me. Who knows? Maybe the apple hasn't fallen far from the tree, and someday we'll even be friends.
How well did you know my tree?
We enjoyed talking and lending one another a hand.
If I may, there's one question niggling at me. How did you get so many scars?
Why do you ask?
I've heard that Russian officers in training have drunken duels with sabers after hours.
No. A very peculiar custom, if that's true.
So where did those scars come from?
I've led an interesting life.
Who did you say you were to my father?
A trusted acquaintance. I supported him with good advice. Though truth be told, he rarely needed it. Your father had a gift for making good decisions.
Which of my father's decisions would those be?
Ones that were good for your family. Perhaps we'll have the chance to return to this another time. Goodbye, Mr. Shulsky.
Yes, I'm sure.
Любопытный член сборной России. Так, 237-й. Там не сюда надо, да? Да, давай. Это YouTube будет у меня работать сегодня? Секундочку. А ну обновить. Здравствуйте, мистер Капс. Добрый день. Интересно. YouTube поломался, у меня вообще ничего не показывает. Ни число зрителей, ни количество лайков, ничего. Просто говорит: эй, Роман, иди ну куда-нибудь подальше. И я, наверное, сейчас схожу, чайку себе поставлю погореть. Подойду. Секундочку. 5 лайков, 4 зрителя, 6 лайков. Обалдевание. Обалдевание. Значит, после стрима у меня будет отличнейшее настроение записывать для вас ролики. Угу. Продуманная недосказанность, многозначительные ухмылки и беглые взгляды из-под веера. Все это напускное, на самом деле я оказался в змеином логове. Стоит проявлять осторожность. Ага. Лезвие. Фу. Змея. Фу-фу-фу. YouTube отлагал, прикинь. Но это не точно. Так. Что-то тут есть. Что-то тут есть. Так, это та самая Светлана, да? Давай сейчас мы походим немножко. Опачки, сюда. Что-то нашел. Ряд свечей. Ладно. Тут что? Загадочная книга. Ладно. А тут что? Да, ты так... Опачки, здорово.
The trick with entering someone's head. I know one person who can do that.
You're not much of a thaumaturge if you can't. Have you come here to torment me? Unmask me?
I don't see any fun in unmasking you.
So what do you want?
Дамочка, ты, по-моему, немножко не туда залезла. Это моя территория. Она тоже чувствует присутствие Велеса, хочет поймать его и приручить себе. Да нет, дорогуша. Пойдешь-ка ты лесом. Давай вот так.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
Madame, you're being impolite. What about a little competition? We'll see who wins.
I'll pass.
Засала? Сучка. Сейчас, подожди. Сейчас мы ее это заберем. Сейчас.
I think your idea of pretending to be a medium is fantastic.
It sounds like I impress you.
How many people know?
Is that a threat?
А почему бы и нет?
I noticed a wild saluter here. I understand your being here has
Любите ли вы
something to do
холодец?
with him in particular.
Keep your nose out of this.
Да.
Why?
Because I'm warning you.
Я нет. Так, подожди. Просто... Я пропустил, чё? Выяснилось, что я не... А давай так.
What do you know about this saluter? Do you know its name?
Don't you?
A name doesn't tell us much anyway. All that matters is picking out the person in this crowd with the flaw.
I know perfectly well who carries the flaw. Another reason for you to stay out of it.
That's not such a ladylike tone, madame. Maybe we should just let the best one catch that saluter.
You mean yourself?
Ты... Давай ее трекнем и все, и заберем ее салютера себе.
The person with the flaw attended the seance, right? So I'm on the right track.
Have you finished?
Наш разговор только начался, дорогуша.
So should we finish up?
That would be best. And listen to me carefully, Mr. Whatever your name is.
Shulsky, but you can call me Victor.
Now, Mr. Shulsky, you will vanish like a bad dream, and I will get back to work.
Туби звезда, дорогуша. Так, второй опыт. Давай вливаем сюда. А тут надо 2. Тут надо тоже, наверное, 2. А тут уже надо будет 3, наверное, да? Ну, давай прокачиваем пока вот это, потому что я не знаю, какой из этих двух понадобится мне. В одного вкладываться я не хочу. А так, плюс-минус, мы будем равномерно с тобой прокачан. Подожди. А что за санитер у нее? Что за демо? Знакомая аватарка. Кто-то спиздил
Gentlemen, meet my
мою аватарку.
Victor Shulsky.
The last Shulsky to wear trousers. You don't
А
know
у меня не
that
видно.
Miss Ligia could yet produce an heir to the fortune.
Что там на
Maybe
аватарке?
even with me, if she doesn't tell my wife. But let's talk like men. You intend to take over your father's company, correct?
Сказать, что вы уважаете, да? Ну давай вот так вот.
Gentlemen, my sister knows what she's doing. Across the world, women rule over entire societies, like Great Britain. Do you remember Queen Victoria?
I suppose it's true what they say about you.
Yes? What's that?
You've lost your mind.
Ты чё они все бурзы такие, я не понимаю?
It's true. I'm completely nuts. I can't tell what's true and what's a bluff.
Good luck with your business, miss.
Чё? Не смотри на меня так.
Yeah. Now I can forget about anyone wanting to say a word to me.
You've always got me. Listen, as far as those two are concerned, I just didn't like how they were treating you.
I'm used to it, Victor. Their words don't bother me. I can cope. Any progress with Svetlana?
Так, я сейчас не говорил. Да, вот так.
Sofia Skawan, the Governor General's daughter. Do you know her?
No, and I don't suggest you make her acquaintance either. Skawon can't stand thaumaturges.
Guess who I ran into again? All mysterious and carved up.
Ivan Konieczkin?
What do you know about him?
Not much. He was an acquaintance of Papa's. Well, in theory, it's thanks to him that we're here.
What? Ligia?
I know that nothing comes for free, but he really didn't want anything.
Yeah, he looks like a real altruist. You enjoying yourself in this Viper's den?
The vodka is quite tolerable.
Чё, уже нахрюкалось, что
My
ли?
own brother taking out his anger on
Магазин,
ordinary
давай,
girls.
магазин, давай.
I don't know what you're talking
Чай нет, прощай, не забывай мне.
I've taken a long, deep look at Samira. She's no medium. Samira is a thaumaturge on the hunt.
On the hunt?
Давай.
Madame has spotted a salutar that's attached to one of the guests.
What kind of salutor?
Remember those fairy tales Mother used to read us? And the legend of the golden snake?
Yes, Veles.
Yes. I'm glad you're here.
Are you also hunting for him?
I admit I like to have him. I haven't made up my mind.
Be careful.
I am. That's why I haven't made up my mind. I'm going.
Так, сейчас чаек налью.
and the general says to him, "Tell us something funny." Then Bautsky replies, "General, why don't you shoot a cannon first?"
That's a good one. I'll have to tell it tomorrow at the Orloffs. Who might this be joining our conversation?
You know, sir, your face looks familiar to me.
My name is Viktor Szulski.
Ah, yes, I can see something in your eyes. I was sorry to hear about your father.
I'll see you next time, darling. Wonderful party. See you there.
I think I've offended the creme de la creme of Warsaw.
This is hardly the creme de la creme. How do you find my soirée?
How is it being part of the Tsar's court?
It is a blessing and a curse. Forgive me if I do not elaborate.
I admit I'm getting reacquainted with the social scene.
You spent a long time traveling, didn't you?
15 years. Over that time, I got used to harsher surroundings.
Believe me, drawing rooms can be just as dangerous as untamed steppes. You've met Anastasia and Marina. What about the others?
The crux of the matter is that I'm here because of my father. You knew him.
That doesn't sound like a question. Of course, I was his customer. I truly am sorry for you, both of you. The death of someone close is always a dreadful blow. Please accept my condolences.
Svetlana Petrovna, I must insist. Can you tell me something more about my father?
Mr. Szulski, I assure you we have the most delectable vodka. Besides that, I warmly encourage you to join Madame Samira's séance. It will be an unforgettable experience.
Да, я уже сходил.
I wonder, is that truly everything our soirée can offer you?
I've got no choice but to suffer through tonight.
No need to mince words.
Чё заметили тонкую нить? Угу. Ага. Ага. Пока тут я. Ага. Тихо.
I felt something. Where is it?
Ну, допустим. Балкон. Я теперь могу на балкон выйти. Ага.
I was looking for you.
Do you smoke, Mr. Szulski?
Не. И вам не советую.
In light of our approaching conversation, why don't we dispense with the pleasantries? Call me Svetlana.
Viktor.
Ask.
Давай вот так.
You two had an affair.
Two grown-up, lonely people found moment.
Так, подожди. Подожди. Секундочку. А, могу. 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 Прикинь, могу. Надо будет в следующий раз сделать.
In each other's arms. But romance wasn't behind that relationship. It was just that we were both looking in the same direction.
What do you mean by looking in the same direction?
Что это сейчас было?
The burned note. Who sent it? I only sensed underhanded kindness.
Da, the Ochrana. I don't know which one of them exactly, if that's what you're asking. I've worked hard at it.
When did you receive this note?
A few weeks ago, back before your father.
I see. That large travel chest. You changed your mind.
About whether or not to pack. Right then, I wanted to escape badly, but that would have had its own consequences. In this game of false appearances, I'm the best.
I still don't know how this lovely note ended up in your hands. But in addition, I found a lovely strings of pearls, and on it, your feelings of guilt.
Your power is terrifying. Do you know that?
Tsarina Alexandra gave you those pearls. You two are close.
I am her confidant. I could call her my friend. I see how much she devotes to her family and the nation.
Yet something has changed. Your feelings of guilt. Do they have something to do with Tsarina Alexandra?
With the whole empire, Ruski mir im podawaj. We, the establishment, perceive the need for change. We want reform. The Colossus is already teetering, but if it falls... La guillotine, mon chéri. But I want to live, Victor. Ideally, closer to the west.
Ну, давай к делу.
I hoped you might know something about the Black Grimoire. My father left it to me in his will, but the grimoire has gone missing.
No. And the collapsed building? Have you been there?
Not yet.
However, how hard it is, you should check there. It will give you more understanding than all the investigators put together. My dear boy, I know nothing about Stanisław's book. I'm sorry, but I can't help you there. But I will not let you leave empty-handed. I strongly believe that there is one place you ought to visit. What you find there belongs to you.
Thank you.
Что-то она опять не договаривает, слышишь? Ну, опять я с ней поговорить не могу. Так, ладно. А у нас сегодня драка будет или как? Что? Будет, да? Драка. Ну какой стрим без драки? Ну. Бля, ползет, тварь слизкая.
Veles. Don't run away.
Splendid ladies, distinguished gentlemen, the hour is at hand. With lights dimmed and the curtains drawn, the souls of the dead slowly gather among us. On their command, I will give the chosen among you a tarot card as your invitation to the table.
Мне. Давай мне.
For you, sir?
Здорово, мало. посмотреть.
Fool. Our dear madame is fooling around and thinks you can scare me off.
Давай
I'm
его.
done wasting time on this.
Let us gather in secret ritual. Let's not keep the souls waiting too long. Let us also make every effort together not to spoil their visit.
Together or visit. Yes. Разум 3. Начинается. Нехват, да? Я хочу драться с ней. Я хочу ее отымать и все, и забрать ее, и свое, и вот это вот все.
Shulsky, don't play with me.
Так.
I saw one of your posters. You look different in it.
Really, the illustration doesn't reflect reality.
How should I take that? No one warned me that I should get in costume for the party.
I beg your pardon.
I'm just noting that you stand out among these boring guests.
Impudent.
Just a bit uncouth, I'd say.
Допустим.
Whose soul are you summoning tonight, dear madame?
I only know which one I'd prefer to banish. Shoo.
Maybe my dead father's. If you manage that, it would spare me a lot of trouble.
Now we'll never know.
Do you know the hostess well?
Will you leave me alone if I say I don't?
No.
Svetlana Petrovna invited me, and I am doing my best to meet her expectations. Let's keep out of one another's way.
I'll disappear. For now.
Sometimes it's good to let things go and leave other people in peace, for your own benefit.
Давай.
I think I'll take up this gauntlet.
Так в смысле вызов же, ну, в смысле драться, вот это вот все, нет? Или я неправильно понял?
Shulsky, don't play with...
Ну да. Ну вот. Полно расстройства. И разочарование. Почему сюда? Ну, допустим. Как мне разум третьим сделать-то? Так, а где разум? Так я в априори не смогу его открыть. У него разум только 2. Сука. С изъяном.
Mr. Shulsky, may I have a word?
How can I help?
My friends and I are just playing Truth Order, and now it's my turn. Won't you dazzle me with your powers?
Как это связано?
Your father would not be thrilled about you playing games with the Thaumaturge.
Maybe that's precisely the point. To keep violating his wishes?
And how might my powers prove useful to you, miss?
Well, rather than truth, a dare sounds good to me. It involves finding out my comrades' secrets, Irina, Maxim, or Sergei. The trick is that you're cleverer at it than I am.
Ну, как бы ради интереса можно, но как бы... Если вдруг это может помочь нам, то давай.
I accept.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Let me see what I can find. Will any secret do?
Any. I'll wait anxiously for your return.
I'll take a look around.
Yeah. Ну, это пока не очень все. Сколько всего тут пооткрывалось, все. Но это походу потом, зато. Сможем всем сделать а-та-та. Коридор. В коридоре, наверное, я мало что смогу, да? Тут закрыто, тут закрыто. Вниз. Закрыто. Закрыто, да.
Did I see that you've met this Madame person?
Unfortunately, Svetlana doesn't want to breathe a word of it.
I'm sure she doesn't trust you. In company like this, that speaks well of her.
Why the cold shoulder, Ligia?
I've never liked her. Her manner gets under my skin. I've heard she's a dreadful schemer.
Did you know that Papa had an affair with the host of this party?
Are you sure?
Absolutely. As sure as the Thaumaturge can be. I felt what he felt when, well, you know.
Oh, stop! That's disgusting. Quickly, change the subject.
I'm going.
They're getting impatient.
Ну, что, серьезно? Ну ладно.
Miss Irina would like to get to know Maxim better, but she keeps hesitating.
What? She never told me. Some friend she is. And what does our dear Maxim think of that?
Maxim only has one thing on his mind. Miss Irina.
Oh, I knew it!
Oh, I was wondering where you'd gone off to.
You know Sergei, don't you?
We're already acquainted.
Mr. Shulsky and I have completed my extra difficult dare together.
At your service.
Now time for truth. Are you seeing anyone?
My heart is already taken.
I was counting on a different response.
Mr. Shulsky, our time is up. Sophia and I must leave for the seance. Madame is waiting.
Thank you once more.
See you. Therefore, Veles chased Sofia Skawan and her floor here. She seemed like such an innocent girl, didn't she? It's no coincidence she focused on me. After all, old Skawan hates Thaumaturges. The little scamp. If I want to discern that little schemer's flaw, I'll have to join that sepulchral table. Either her scheming or her jealous knight in shining armor will help me identify her flaw. I hope her father doesn't find out.
Угу. Вот и думай.
Is this seat free?
The energy is dissipating. Ladies and gentlemen, I am losing contact with the
Это не
souls.
выебывайся.
Well, it was the souls that chose me after all.
It's true. The gentleman has a card.
Все, наладила связь.
Let us lay our hands on the table. Let us allow our minds to liberate themselves from our bodies toward the edges of the world as you know it.
Are you thinking of someone exceptional whom you wish to summon?
Так, вы уже думаете о своем начале? Давай так.
Leave her alone.
Sergei, this has nothing to do with you.
Dear guests, I implore you, the souls.
Да в смысле не хватает?
Is that jealousy I hear?
Stand here, right now!
I accept the challenge right now.
Focus on someone you want to make contact with.
Ну давай.
Would a duel make you happy, miss? Between this poor man and me?
Но моя цель не он, а она.
Are you all going to fight now?
Choose a location.
A duel over me would be truly beyond exciting.
Yes, I think so too.
Don't you dare!
Дорогуша, не лезь. Теперь это не твое дело.
You were supposed to stay away. I was supposed to leave here with Velis. All that work for nothing.
Пошла нахуй.
Spare yourself the trouble. It was a fair fight.
But I don't intend to hold you here. Truth be told, I even feel sorry for you.
What does that mean?
Rid yourself of the pride you've got within. Otherwise, it will lead you to the gallows.
Enough of this. There's a Saditor waiting for me.
Enjoy him, fool.
Здорово. Здоровьте. Я думал, там башка, блин, змеи будет. Нет? Драка, ура, 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 наконец-то. Так. Подожди, не понял. Угу. Угу. Ага. Так, подожди, не рычи там. Ладно. Понеслась моча. Так, дружище, я выбираю тебя, значит, смотри. Допустим, раз. Чувствую, мне будет больно. Бить ни к чему. Мне надо концентрацию сначала снизить. Вот, отлично, на 2. И вот теперь... Ваншота не будет у меня никак, да? Ладно. А, будет, отлично. В смысле? Так, теперь тебе концентрацию надо снимать по максимуму. Раз. Так, подожди, а с пистолетом это кто? Одну. А давай. Ибо сразу ваншот, нихуя. В смысле? Ты же должен был... Там же черепок был на это, на хпшке нарисован. А сколько у него хп? А, 2. Давай вот так. Хорош. Ваншот, ван килл. А в смысле? Вы кто? А подожди, а как? А почему? Блин, ну рекомендовано, но он у меня не прокачан вообще ни разу. Ну, давай пробовать. Мне кажется, я сейчас проиграю. Видишь, черепок нарисован на хпшках? Ну, этого не может быть. У него 23 хп. Ну, давай попробуем. Ай! Так можно было, да? Да вы обалдели! $20 хп. Ну это ваншотит, но я не могу. А, враг не подавлен. Не откинуться бы. как тут хилиться? Тут же можно как-то хилиться по-любому? Угу. Угу. 9 хп. Как хилиться? Ага. Ну каким образом? Установить здоровье, ладно. А, во. Давай. А, не, ну так легко, конечно, можно, да. Не, ну так можно, да. Да помри уже, ну. Добивай.
Wait until Rasputin sees you. Then you'll stop fighting me.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this evening the souls were particularly restless.
The souls have now told me everything I needed to hear.
And you, sir, what can you tell us?
Ну, Серега, да, извини, ну как бы это надо было сделать.
Sergei, please wait a moment.
Mr. Shulsky, there are only so many humiliations a gentleman can tolerate. I have reached my limit. Congratulations to you both.
Да ты, ну чё ты выёбываешься? Ну нормально же. Давай, до свидания.
I won't convince you.
Я вовсю, ну, нихуя. Лучше Софья. И я-то при чём?
Everything will be fine.
Fine? Sir, you must have slept through the last quarter of an hour.
Sophia, listen. I freed you from a flaw that...
What's going on here? The guests are complaining, and with good cause, I see. We're terminating this disaster.
What is this rubbish about a flaw, my dear Mr. Shulsky? You got me riled up and now you're trying to weasel out? A real schemer you are.
Wait, it was you Mr. Puhalski was talking about.
What was he saying?
That you're a bore, a troublemaker, and a pest. Let's go.
Let's go. Да, ну, серьезно. Серьезно? Серьезно? Ну, может, не надо. А почему у меня тут -1? Почему? У меня 1 очко. А, то есть демон у меня есть, но мне нужен Распутин, да? Ладно. Ну тут я ничего улучшить не могу. Давай. Давай этим упырем подеремся. Мне, или я не понимаю, или чего-то. Почему я не могу выбрать, кого бить первым? Ну, допустим, я хочу первого вот этого бить. Да, музыка такая себе, кстати. Давай. Хочу ли я хилиться? Нет. Ах ты мразь. Давай, до свидания. И заодно... Кстати, хочу ли я хилиться? Нет, пока нет. Ебаш. Хорош. Так, что до тебя, дружище? А этот? Ну, давай его, если что, я потом. О, смотри, как херачит. Ай! 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 Куси его. Да не ты! Да, хорош! А чё, почему не укусил? Я же сказал, кусай. Не, мисклей! Ну ладно. Ай, была. Ты кусать будешь? Красота-то какая. Уть. Ляпота. И давай мы тут немножко отхилимся. А количество урона не имеет значения, да, на восстановление хп? Ну давай вот так тогда. Хуя уебал. Хуя уебал. Кошмар.
Victor, don't scare me like that.
То я сам испугался.
Mr. S.T.A.L.K.E.R, are you all right?
I think it's time for us to go.
I'll snug us a carriage.
You'll have a hard time at this hour. I'll drop you off.
See, you can always count on Mr. Konieczkin.
Victor. Thank you. That's very polite.
Так, тут сохраночка. Мы подрались. S.T.A.L.K.E.R лишнего себе захапанули. Предлагаю на этом сделать остановочку. Тихо. Потому что мне еще надо идти там видосики всякие записывать. Поэтому ББ. Игру будем проходить дальше, но в виде стрима. Так что увидимся на следующем стриме. Всех был рад видеть. Спасибо за лайки, за комментарии.